Hi, welcome back to the journey of why I think one should play French tanks or why you should consider French tanks in World of Tanks. This time I'll be covering the Tier 3 Somua S35. This tank branches off to the Tier 4 B1 French Heavy or the SAU 40 Tier 4 Tank Destroyer, which I'll show you right here. The Tier 4 B1 heavy tank branches off when you do the firepower upgrades, and the mobility upgrades eventually unlocks towards the tank destroyer in particular. Now the Somua S35, despite its very stubby and very French appearance, is actually quite a lot of fun. It is far more mobile than the AMX 38, which I covered in a previous episode. However, that mobility comes at a cost. Instead of having like 60 millimeters frontal armor for the hull, which is the body, it has 47 millimeters. So you're more likely to get penned and destroyed head on with this particular tank. So you have to use mobility more often to keep this tank alive than you would say an AMX 38. But since you go 45 kilometers forward, that's not as much of an issue. Unlike the AMX 38, however, in terms of cannon firepower, you get, well, you definitely want to mount the SA-35 to start off with. You'd be a madman for doing the SA-34, unless if that's the only gun you can mount right away. There's only one good gun option. Is after the SA-35, you get the turret upgrade, which increases your view range, which allows you to spot targets much faster than before. It has a 47mm SA-37. Ironically, the 47mm SA-37 is the same exact maximum gun upgrade on the Tier 4 B1 Heavy after researching the turret. But this, the B1 has better stats, like it fires faster and has quicker aim time and more accuracy in comparison to the S-35. Although it's still a very valid gun with 66 millimeters of average penetration, 98 if you fling gold, which why would you do that? It's a tier 3 for crying out loud. But this is really the only choice you have to use once I get that unlocked. Otherwise, you're just stuck with the SA-35. Don't even bother playing it with the SA-34, which has 25 millimeters of pen. It's just don't. It's one thing I would say outright, just don't even try this tank with the 34. 35 and up. Just spend the free experience or credits, do whatever you need to do to get it done, because you just do not want to go with the stock cannon. Another interesting note, compared to the AMX 38 in particular, is the radio upgrades, which I've hinted at before in the previous episode at AMX 38. The Somua S35 actually has really good radios. This allows you to see targets that your friendlies have spotted from further away, beyond your visual range, which is 425 meters. You get to see stuff other people see from a max theoretical of 710 with 100% crew. Now, most people won't mount this radio, but I'm going to because it's French, darn it, and I'm going to mount it. But most players, and I would probably agree with them in this, unless if you intend to keep this tank, which I am, you can get away with the 455 upgrade in due time as you progress and level up. What you should get right away, however, is the tracks, which increases mobility on the track side and allows you to mount heavier equipment from 35 to 38. It is the most agile tier 3 you can get on the tech tree that's not premium for the French line. And also, of course, at least get the mid-range engine upgrade. You start off with 190 horsepower, you go to 219 to a whopping 230 horsepower for the V8 version definitive? I can't pronounce French, but I'd like to try anyways. So I'll mount that. The ARL2C is a different turret. So this is what it looks like stock right now with the max engine upgrade. I don't think the engine upgrades change the visual, but the turret will change. So I'll show you what that looks like real quick here. So I'm going to mount the ARL2C turret upgrade. It also increases HP. Most turret upgrades in the game increases hit points. So we start off with 425. Let's see what we get here. You go from 425 to 445. What? Well, I didn't expect the stock gun to look like this. Oh my goodness. What were the French thinking when they made this tank? I guess you could say it's very French. Alright, so let's mount the 47 SA-37. There we go. Let's see what it looks like now. Now that looks better. The gun, I'm sorry, I just can't help but laugh at the gun on this tank. It just looks utterly ridiculous. I mean, it's awesome, but it's utterly ridiculous at the same time. It looks like one of those cartoon tanks from like Looney Tunes or something. Alright, so that's what it looks like with the best gun and the turret. So that way if you see one of these rolling around like that, you know it has the best gun it can mount. And that's very fearsome. You may have also noticed, if you're an Eagle Eye viewer, that I have accelerated crew training on. That way experience earned goes to the crew more frequently. And also that there's 75% values. So that way I'm not at a disadvantage. Because tier 3 and up, you really don't want to roll around with 50% crew. You want to roll around with 75% and invest your credits into that as much as possible. And just like before, I'll quickly go over ammunition costs. Don't be one of those people that spend all their money on APCR, because you'll be spending 144,000 credits. Why do that? Instead, I'm going to mostly do armor piercing. So a full load of standard ammo for the maximum gun is 20 credits a shot. And it will cost 2,400. HE is 13. I guess it could like have like 5 rounds of HE, just for giggles. It's not really useful because it's only 24 millimeters of HE pen, but I guess it could help. And of course I'm just mounting the usual consumables. So I'm gonna go see you in the match, and I'm on US Central. Alright, so we found the match, 35-second wait that time. We're on Abbey again. It's an all tier 3 match, and as far as I can tell, it's all players. 2 tank destroyers, which are marked in blue, and the rest are just normal, medium, lights, and heavies, if that. So we're going to head downtown here, and as you've noticed already, this tank is going much quicker than the first 2 episodes. Or first 3, actually. Oh my goodness, I lost count of my own episodes. Now granted, I am playing these tanks with the best modules I can get available for them. That is mostly because I wanted to show you what it's like at its peak potential, instead of like if it's not, if I have that access. Which I do, because I've been playing this game for quite a long time. More recently off and on, but this got me to play the game more. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do something different. So this is why I'm doing this series, of course. So far, it looks like the enemy is going towards the Midtown region around E5 to E6, which is to be expected, because most new players will go towards the middle on a map like this. It's not a totally bad idea, but, oh boy. I don't know why people don't realize their tanks could fall down, but I guess they do. Also, what I forgot to mention before, the gun I'm using on this tank, if you get used to the shell drop, it's pretty much the same on the B1 Heavy, with this maximum 47mm. So let's see what we got here. Just have to look around and see if we can shoot at something. Huh. Ah, here we go. That Stuart 1-4. That is a British light tank. And then I switch targets to the MTOS LG-14. That is a US Premium Tier 3. I actually got that tank as an award for doing a special mission one time. It used to be the most rarest tank in the game. It used to be only for press. It was never introduced to the game until about a year or two ago, because they feared it would be imbalanced, and then it turned out it wasn't imbalanced after all. So I'm gonna move out again because we need to get a flank going here. I'm gonna initiate the push on this M2 medium. Now, since I only have 42 millimeters or 40 millimeters of frontal armor, his HE shot could hurt me pretty good. Oh, I missed. Yep. Oh, actually only 40 damage, so I can actually out-trade him. Oh, I rolled low again. There we go. So that was a good push there. Now, lower tiers is kind of sort of steel clubbing, I guess one could argue, since I have a generally good understanding of most of the mechanics of this game. So it is kind of like the equivalent of steel clubbing, is what I'm saying. But since I played so many matches that are tier 4 and up versus like tier 3, I would say that I'm not really huge on steel clubbing, but you know what? I just find enjoyment out of the game, and I don't win every time. As you've seen from what I've been covering on the tanks in the past, I have lost matches even with bots being on both sides, so it's not like I win every time playing this tier either. However, it is easier to turn around a match at this tier than it is at higher tiers, when you have an 8-11 lead for the enemy team respectively. I'm going to take a risk and go downtown here, but I'm worried about those tank destroyers. Especially the one that has 4 kills. Because that's going to... Oh, yep. That was my concern. There's an FCM Pack 40 defending the base there. I'm going to take some shots at him. That's a very deadly tank destroyer. Because, he can shred the entire team because he has 400 view range, which at this tier is insane. And I keep getting slapped by a T-29 that I can't see. I need to get moving, if I can. It's pesky tracks, man, I tell you. I'm trying to get a shot on this BT. Oh no, I'm sandwiched. There's nothing I can do now. I literally was sandwiched. Yep. That's pretty much all she wrote on that match. These matches go pretty quickly, though. But that's what I mean, like, these matches are very fast. Even though Tier 3 has a higher hit point pool, it's not the same as Tier 1 and 2. There's nothing I could have done. Did 424 damage, though. Okay. So let's see here. Because I used a consumable, I only took home 418 credits on that loss. But if I didn't use that consumable, I would have earned 3,418. It's very easy math today. For the first match. So I'll go into another one and have some cocooning thoughts. Okay, and we're back. So that took about the same time, about 30 to 31 seconds. Same map again? Abbey? My goodness, I think all Tier 3 sees is just Abbey and Himmelsdorf at this rate. As a matter of fact, I think all my Tier 3 matches that I can recollect is just been Abbey. I guess World Gaming really likes just slapping Abbey for Tier 3. It's not a bad map, it's just the same thing again. So, alright. Try the same approach. Maybe see if we get a different result. The Panzer III is being a knucklehead going turboing into the base like that. Oh my. I don't know why they're doing that. But at least we know where they are. Wow. What a strange tactic there. I'm gonna try to head off the units on the hill here. I'm gonna try to close in the range here, just so I can get some shots in. Just have to make sure I don't get too close. There is artillery present, which is the orange symbol right here. Huh. Okay. Let's see what they're doing. It looks like we're just all going to be sitting over there the whole time. Alright, well, I'm just going to drive around for a bit, so I'll see you around. Okay, an update. I have discovered and made contact with the enemy. An M3 Stuart, which is a US light tank, tier 3. If you see in a recurrent thing here, tiers 1 to 4, it has a lot of light tanks and some mediums. Not a lot of tank quality. Oh, I don't want my driver to be dead. Oh, smokes. It's a Panzer... what? What is this thing? Panzer 2J. There we go. Yeah, I'm just trying to get him destroyed. Oh, it's the noob killer tank. Oh, I remember this guy now. I was like, wait a minute, what? I thought these things didn't exist. Then I'm like, aha. Oh, jeez. There we go. Got it. Oh, jeez. I'm trying to... oh my goodness. I'm trying to track him. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to... oh god. Oh Jesus. I can't even do anything. This guy's literally... oh god. I'm trying to hit his track. But I can't. There we go, finally. I'm trying to track this tank. It's like, I can't even, I'm just at a loss of words. Ay, 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 I hate those things. The Panzer 2J is just a pain in the butt to deal with. They have, like, really strong frontal armor, and they're sterilized by the fact that they've just spammed gold because they can't pen anything about it. It's a disgusting tank, to be honest. I don't know why. I actually thought they got rid of that tank for the steer. And also, another interesting note on that Panzer 2J. That tank used to cost, no joking, $100 US. It usually was in the bundle, but you'd pay $100 for a tank you can barely pen anybody with and just basically throw money at the screen. Because that's pretty much the only round you can really fire to be effective in APCR. However, he was stopped by our M2 medium because it is still vulnerable to HE splash. I just couldn't do anything about it. I mean, I literally tanked almost 1,700 damage. So, I'll get back into the garage for concluding thoughts because there's not very much else I could do. That was it. At least we won. Okay, well. So, let's go over the results here. Same map, different results, eh? So on the left, with the defeat, I made with standard account. If I didn't use consumables, I would have made 3,418. On the right here, which is the victory, got 1 kill, 367 damage, so I did less damage than the first one, ironically. Mostly because I had to encounter a Panzer 2J of Doom, tanked a ton of shots on the second one, lost 1,533 credits because I had to use both consumables in order to just try to help the team win, because I didn't want to just cheap out and, like, not even try. I wanted to at least give my team a chance to win, you know what I mean? So, if I add 6,000 to the total, I would actually made approximately, yeah, 6. Actually, would have made 7,000 on that one. So on a lose, without consumables, I would have made 3,418. On a win, standard count, no bonuses. If I didn't use consumables, it would have been 7,000. So this tank, if you don't use consumables, you actually will make decent money. It's just because I was using consumables, I lost money. So it goes to show that below tier 3 or tier 5, you're literally just throwing money out the door with the first aid and small repair kits. I am kind of intrigued why it's so punishing doing that, but it is what it is. I still had fun playing the Somua S35 though. I got to the destinations much quicker than the 38. The 38 probably would have fared better in theory on the second match, but because it was not in the AMX 38, I'll never know until I encounter that scenario again. So that's it for this video. The next one I'll be doing tier 4. I don't know if I'm going to be covering the Duck Mobile, which is the AMX 40, or be covering either the Tank Destroyer or the Heavy Tank. I'll ask around and see, because I'm kind of curious if I should play something that's more dynamic or just keep going straight down a path. And as you can see with the check marks here, that is what I currently have in Garage. The stuff that's not check marked, that is the stuff I haven't bought or yet to acquire. And yes, I do have to still grind a lot more credits to get all these tanks back. Eventually, I'd love to have all these tanks. Just as a goal, you know, just to have every single French tank that is at least you could get for free in World of Tanks. This is Rigsters Journey, signing off.